Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to One Last Ticket. We're joined with the usual crowd: Michelle, Uprising, John, Westway IT, and also the tech guy with the tash, Gareth, from QCT. Welcome, everybody. It's just a nice little one today, just to go through the wins and woes, the highs and lows, just to get a bit of an understanding and finish the week off with a high. So let's start with Michelle. She's nodding, so she looks like the most enthusiastic. Tell us a bit about your week, your day. How's it going? What's good? What's bad?
Well, finally got a win. Signed off the paperwork for the kitchen job with the insurance. Although I had to cross it out and annotate all over it. And if they refuse that, I'm going back saying I'm signing under duress. But it's like this close now. This close.
How long has it been from start to finish?
13 and a half months so far, and we haven't even got round to putting a kitchen back in.
So you're just microwaving your life away?
I don't have a microwave.
So what, liquid diet? I don't know. What does that leave?
That is now why I'm like super blimpy.
Chinese takeaways every night.
Not Chinese every night, and some days it's just like, do you know what? I'll just do like a cheese wrap or something like that. My eating has been absolutely horrendous for the past year or so.
Cheese wrap must be like one of the most blandest options you could have gone for then.
Depends on what goes in with the cheese wrap.
Sorry?
It depends what goes in with the cheese wrap, is what John said. I mean,
Marmite. Maybe there's a question for everybody. Love or hate Marmite? I love Marmite.
No, not for me, I'm afraid. Not for me.
I'm one of those kind of weird ass people that I'll eat it if it's there, but I'm not. I wouldn't eat it out of choice.
How are we three, all four friends?
Well, I'm beginning to question that now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
But let's go back to the wrap though. I'm sorry, because I need to get my head around this. Surely that's the flattest thing in the world when you've made it, right? Because you're not using a block of cheese.
You fold them and then toast them. So you make like sort of like a pocket. You drop it in the toaster. You toast it so it's all nice and crispy. You like get a knife. You lift the pocket, get a knife in, and put some Marmite in the bottom. Then you grated cheese, squish it up.
Fair enough.
Have you not seen on the McDonald's menu for breakfast they've got a cheesy flatbread?
Yeah.
Flatbread's different though. Has it got a bit more? Anyway, we're digressing. John, tell us about your wins and your woes.
Particularly if it's got food in it.
This week. Project work. So that's exciting. Something to get my teeth into. It's felt quite a productive week as well. I've done a little bit of Lego as well this week. Although the woes are a bit personal this week.
Fair enough. And Gareth.
Yeah, so I think my win, and I don't know whether I've said this on call before or not, but essentially, I've had my godson, Danny, working for me over the summer. So he's at college doing IT. Needed a job over the summer. So he's been working with me. And he's been really quite efficient, getting the job done well. He's a good communicator. He's quite happy bringing customers, talking to them. He knows when to stop and ask questions. And he's helping me get my SOPs sort of more accurate or more understandable, easier to follow. And we're rattling through the tickets list as well. So ticket list is probably the lowest it's been in since records began.
I was going to say, they love using that, don't they?
Yeah.
The hottest summer
since records began in 1873. So that's generally super awesome week. And Tech Tribe Wolverhampton meeting was last night, which was relatively small affair. Lots of people away on holiday, I think. Neither of you three were there. Noted. Fine. Don't love you all anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't get there.
But yeah,
I have a good excuse. It was the first round of the Pitch It Battle Royale. I had to go and watch and see how high the bar was set.
And how high was the bar set?
Yeah.
Very high.
Very
Will
high.
you jump over the bar?
I don't
That
think
should
you
have
can...
been a yes.
So is that
I've eaten too many wraps and bread over the.
So-
No way I'm going to jump over a bar.
so? If you've gone, obviously you've done a little bit of research and been part of it. Now that you know that the bar's high, does that make you more excited or more nervous?
Neither. It's more. If you think about the mindset of it, if anything, it sets it as a challenge. Now, I enjoy challenges because it means it's something to fix. It's not a challenge for me is not a bad thing, and focused. So, yeah, that's how it's done. It's neither nervous nor excited.
So your usual self then.
And no, imagine it worse. It's like, yeah.
Oh no, fair enough. Fair enough. A little bit from me. Wins and woes. My win is
I
I
know
tried.
you win. I know you'll win.
What's
You did a
that?
shit ton on your little platform.
Absolutely, yeah. So I wasn't even gonna go down that route.
There was loads.
I know, but I was gonna say that I tried acupuncture for the first time.
How did that go?
Surprisingly, really good.
I could have done that for you, you know. I'm sure I've got some needles around the house somewhere and a hammer.
Have you got the certificate to say you're a professional?
No, I haven't got an acupuncture one. But I've got to learn somehow, right?
Yeah, she's currently reading Acupuncture for Dummies. Them good old yellow and black books. Yeah, no, that's true. So, yeah, personal level, tried acupuncture for the first time, and I feel great. I've had a history of doing chiro, and with chiro, I've always found that it's really temporary. It probably fades and returns back to how it was, like literally within 2 or 3 days. But yeah, try acupuncture, and it does last one hell of a lot longer. But yeah, my other major win is, as you guys know already, but for the audience, I've been chipping away at building a full sales intelligence platform, and it's in its beta form now, and I've now got, I think it's 10 MSPs using it on a day-by-day basis, which is fantastic because I spend so much time trying to fix my own problems, virtually create an issue, then virtually try and fix it, that I'm now at the stage where I actually want some real information. And yeah, Michelle, thanks. That 5-6 pager you sent me was a bit overwhelming at first, to be honest, but
That was
all
a quick test.
yeah. But you know what? Every single thing that you was writing in it just made complete sense. So this is the type of information that I need. And for anybody interested out there, if you want like free beta access before it becomes like a launchable product, just let us know, reach out. I'll be happy to help and give you guys a little bit of a look around. Should we go into the, not from John's perspective, just because it's personal, but should we go into any woes that we faced relating to work?
I have none.
That's perfect. That's what we want to hear.
I've been too focused elsewhere, so nothing else has mattered. It's been Schrodinger's stuff this week.
So I can come up with a bit of a woe, which is sort of related to the win as well, in a weird ass sort of way. So I've got this 17-year-old Danny working with me. He's really good. He's just going into his second year at college. And he said, definitely won't be able to work for you on this day because we've got all the degree apprenticeship companies coming in. So I need to go and talk to them to find out who's going to pay for my degree apprenticeship for me. And I had this realisation that meant that what we've got going currently is definitely not permanent in his head.
Yeah.
Or or that if he is to be permanent, I probably need to be able to offer him that. And that
Interesting.
was a bit of a, I don't know,
Does he
bombshell.
know
Maybe.
there was the option of a permanent seat?
Well, so I had definitely had the discussion with him around, the idea was he was doing the summer for me on a casual basis, but that we'd do something more formal when he went back to college once he knew what his hours were going to be. So it would potentially depend on if he had fixed days off, and depending on how many hours he then had off and whatever. But so we have definitely had the discussion about that being a more permanent.
Define
properly.
permanent, though. Because now, if you look at a lot of people's CVs, it's normally 18 months, 2 years, and they pop on. Particularly when it's on the service desk, it's high churn. So, because they want to progress and grow. So, even if you've got him for like another 12, 13, 14 months, given the couple of months he's with you already, that would be like an average tenure for a first line.
It's been a long time since I've had a first line tech, so I don't know, but it was a bit of a wake up call, really. That yes, actually, what this lad wants to do is he does want to go to university and he does want to continue his education as an apprentice, but doing a degree apprenticeship. And I hadn't really thought that far ahead, so it was just a bit of a wake up call to me, and I was a bit like, because it's been so helpful having another body here. Even if it's just me telling him to follow the SOP and talk to me when it breaks.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has been, do this, Danny, and I haven't even got my fingers on the keyboard, and he's like, oh, I've hit a problem.
Yeah.
But it's making progress, and he's learning, and it's improving my processes and my procedures. It's educating him. It's giving him experience. But that's been really positive for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I probably, and please, if you are a apprenticeship provider, do not seek me out and hound me. But I probably need to have a conversation with one of the apprenticeship providers. I have somebody who I will go and talk to. I am in safe hands.
Yeah. Do you know what though? This is one hell of an interesting topic for me, because I think this is the first generation where they truly believe that job hopping with sensible measures is probably the best for their career. If you go back to our parents, they had the same job for like 20, 30 years with a fantastic pension that they could just sit on their feet and just enjoy life. But I mean, I even speak from my own experience. Anytime that I had a significant pay rise or a significant upwards trajectory of my salary was when I actually went from company A to company B. Like, the amount of times that I actually stayed, what you could argue is 2 years too long, just to get a fraction of what I could. And I'm not too sure if you've seen the law, but they're trying to change it so that anybody that's going to be applying for a job, the vendor or the company who's hiring has to stress the salary expectations. Because I think I've personally been guilty of it, where I've gone through 4 rounds of interviews just to be told that they're way short of what I was expecting. And I don't like that.
I think it's like on the LinkedIn posting and on the job ads, they've got to be very clear at the outset what the salary expectations are for the role.
Yeah.
Right.
Just saying it's sensitive information. That is a stupid answer, because we need that to make an informed decision.
Yeah.
If you're going to not hold that until the very end of the process, congratulations, you've potentially wasted everybody's time.
Yeah. I remember a story. I can't say the company that I work for, but no, wasn't even that. Wasn't even that. But a couple of weeks ago, we was talking about how different countries have their own little ways of life and how they operate differently. So one of my buddies was French, and they actively keep a lot of their salary expectations semi-what public knowledge, so that as a as a company and an organisation, everybody's in the know that they're all on the same. And it just so happened for the company I was working with that he wasn't on the same as everybody else. And it really, really upset him. And, I think this circles back round to the fact that they're keeping the salary hidden because companies don't want to lose out on 3 or 4 grand or 5 or 10 grand if they can afford it. And, they ask that old adage of what we were on in your previous role, because then they want to just go up a tiny increment instead of giving you the full whack. And I don't think that's fair. It
can also be the existing rest of the team. If you've got to offer more to attract the talent, because that's now the expectation, and everyone's been stagnant, then you end up with that disparity. So you can see why they would hide it from that viewpoint, because it is a bit of a taboo topic discussing it in the office.
It is. And it's one of the hardest things to actually try and negotiate for yourself why you should earn more money as well, with existing employees. There's people I know and I've worked with for years where they won't challenge anything because they don't want to come across as a nuisance. But what I've seen in my lifetime is it's the people that are quite outspoken and, just throw their balls up in the air and just say good luck. And that's how they've managed. Sorry, I'm really explaining this terribly. I apologise.
It's the noisy people who get promoted, not always the best people.
Yes. Yeah.
Although a note from HR, please do not throw your balls up in the air, because that is considered inappropriate behaviour.
Unless you're a juggler.
Unless you're a juggler.
Yeah.
Or a steel trainer, in which case it's probably okay as well.
Yeah. So, Gareth, with Danny, do you find that the hunger's there? Like, are they...
Yeah, he's eating loads of food. I can't. But the hunger, to work, to learn?
Because I think the new generation get a lot of stick.
Yeah, he's. I would say he's atypical for my expectation of his age. But I don't know whether that's because I'm turning into a grumpy old man, and the youth of today, they're all bloody lazy. None of them want to do any work. They all just want an easy life and work from home. And we've had a couple of conversations about timekeeping. But I'll be honest with you, I'm a fine one to be having that conversation with anybody, because when I was his age, I never turned up anywhere on time. And even now, I struggle. So,
Timekeeping, though, Gareth. Timekeeping's an ADHD thing more so than an age thing. Definitely with you, I hate to say.
Yes, and as I have grown older, I have been more acceptant of that and given fewer monkeys about what people think about my timekeeping. Because generally speaking, as long as I'm, from a work aspect, if I'm fixing the thing that's causing the business critical issues as quickly as I can, whether I arrived at hour or 20 past the hour doesn't actually make a difference. I arrived as soon as I could, and I did the job as quickly as I could.
Here's a question for all three of you. When was the last time you managed to get everything done that you should have done for that day?
Are you actually joking? Well, is that a thing?
The size.
What?
Since I brought the to-do lists back, I've been pretty good at getting, on some days, everything done. Others, we do get the unexpected happen. You can never predict quite when you're going to get that call of somebody saying, help, I need this urgently. And that's that day rearranged. So, barring those, I've been pretty good with what I set out that I want to get these things done today.
Yeah,
I suppose in that context, yes, I have definitely had days where I've set myself, I've done that whole set yourself 3 tasks thing.
And put pants on.
Coffee 1, coffee 2, coffee 3.
Yeah.
Something normally comes in between coffee 2 and coffee 3. Yeah, there are definitely days
I'm only
where
laughing because it's true.
But yeah, whether I don't think I have ever been in a position where I've sat down on the sofa at the end of a day and thought, nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, here's one for you then.
never.
How many times have you actually gone to sit down? It doesn't happen often that I get to go and sit on a sofa because I'm either here at my desk or in my bed sleeping. It's usually one or the other. It's very rare that I actually go and sit and chill in the living room. But how often do you go and sit on the sofa and you're still thinking about work, thinking, oh, that'd be a good thing to do? And then it'd be just like, how do you stop yourself from going and getting the laptop and moving it on your knee to carry on? How often does it happen that
Just
you
write it on the ideas list and pick it up another day. It's out the head
Yeah.
then.
I have a clear disconnect. If anything does pop through my mind, I'll email myself because that's how I look at my day-to-day basis. Other things that I've done before. So when I was writing the book, I actually ordered a dictaphone because what I found was when my head hit the pillow, my brain would just go into overdrive of everything that I should type and what I should write and how I should talk about it. And I found that when something comes up and you're half asleep, if you open your phone and it's pitch black, it's really, really bright. So that actually had a counter, like, it was just completely counterproductive because I'd make the note, but then it'd take me a further half an hour to get back in bed and back asleep. So I had to have something that I could just quickly press record, good old school piece of kit, record it, and then I listen to it the
I
Oh,
morning
wear a
after.
watch, so I just tell Bixby record this as a reminder, and sometimes it comes out a little bit garbled because speech recognition's not always 100%, but generally that's it done. Just turn the screen off.
does it
Sorted.
know when you're sleeping? So, right, here's something really stupid. My dad rang me the other week. It was the other night. I think it was the weekend. And he was like, get out of bed. Because it was like, I need to be woken up because I needed to be up particularly early. I'm a night person. I don't do early mornings. My dad lives on a farm. So if I need to be up super early, I ring, I'll give us a wake up call in the morning. And he's like going, are you out of bed? I'm like going, yeah, I'm out of bed. And he's like, get out of bed. And I'm going, no, I'm not getting out of bed. And he goes, I know you're not out of bed. Anyway, apparently it's to do with the tone of my voice. You can tell when I'm lying down. And it's like, get your feet out of bed. I know you're still there. But you can tell from the tone of the voice whether I'm like lying down or sitting up. And I didn't know that.
Because it's more, your vocal cords are a little bit more restricted, so you sound a little bit more nasally when you're lying down.
I'll have to find a position where I can pretend that I'm like awake and up then and go, yes, I'm out of bed. Then turn over and go back to sleep.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing, Gareth?
Stay quiet,
He's
Gareth.
making me wrong. He always makes me worry. And I've noticed as well, every time that we're in a meeting, I'm always above him. So he's like here.
You're not, you're over there and he's over there.
All right, fair enough.
That's me. Fisher's down and to the left. That's my one. Yeah.
On my screen, Gareth is underneath Danny, and you're underneath me.
There you go.
That's the way I prefer it.
Oh, God.
You cope with your evenings, Gareth. Back on track where you want to work but don't want to work.
Do you want the politically correct answer or the honest answer?
The answer.
Alcohol. I mean, I'm fortunate in that I have this beautiful office space, which is not far from home. It's only like, a kilometre away from home or something like that. But it is a separate physical building. It's away from the house. I've got an office at home, but I tend to use that for playing games. So that's, games room rather than office.
Games
so
room.
I tend to
your
not
beaver
have...
in.
Hey, for my beaver in, yeah. My timber constructioning. So I'll have my laptop's not stored in the van overnight.
I like that. Good practice.
But it's also not close enough for me to get when I'm at home. So I like. There's an amount of inconvenience there for me. I could do stuff on the PC that I game on because it's logged into everything I need to be logged into and everything's synced. But I have enough of a disconnect there that I don't.
It's difficult,
and I'm getting
though,
better at just doing lists.
Yeah, it's so difficult knowing when to start and when to stop because there's always an argument where if you take it a little bit too easy, somebody else is going to replace that and do it much better. And I found myself caught in that quite a lot, especially when I've been building this platform. You know, I can probably say there's been at least 2 weeks when I've been working till 2 a.m. But not because I have to, just because when you're using anything, when it comes to product design, you just catch the bug. And then one thing opens up 7 avenues, all of which you kind of... My business coach I'm working with, he calls it genius mode. So when you're on that real nice full flow and time, and I seem to get that really late at night, like anywhere between, I'd say 10:30 and 12:30. I've always been a late night person, so I typically go to bed about 1 a.m. anyway. So yeah, I've just found when I'm starting to switch off, that's when my brain starts to go into like creative mode and idea mode.
Yeah, I've definitely had similar things in the past. I would say that I used to, not so much anymore because I think having a family changes some of this as well. It changes the dynamic because being home for the girls and stuff changes things. But I would get more done from say 9 till midnight than I would the rest of the day. I would feel like I was more productive and that I actually achieved more in 3 or 4 hours in the evening than in the rest of the day.
I used to love like working of an evening. Like there was this is like years and years and years ago, and I used to have to go into the roof space of a factory, and I always used to pick nighttime because it was quiet, it was cool, you could hear the tunes coming through. I loved that time of night for working. Nobody ever interrupted you. You could be really productive, get tons done.
Yeah, but again, when you start, because we're all humans built to be like choosing the wrong addictions, and
we pick work.
But that's it. Is you look at British way of life is very much European way of life, which is a healthy work-life balance. And then you go across the pond and, they've got the whole Nike aspect of just do it, just work harder, work longer, and it's at what point do you do a bit of both? Yeah, it is. But is that the reason why there's so many fantastic American solutions completely drowning out the Americans right now? I don't know.
Or is it just sheer numbers game, Danny?
Yeah, that's
They're
it.
Huge compared to little old Britain.
Yeah, is it 330 million in the US compared to 70 or whatever it is?
Yeah, and I always remember the fact of
something like that.
UK goes into Texas like 3 times over, I believe, when it comes to landmass. It's like my one stat in life that I always remember.
Here you go. What is one thing that you've remembered from a childhood? Yours is 3 times into the size of Texas. Fisher.
Nothing is immediately jumping to mind.
Do you know, I've got one that always jumps into my mind while Gareth's typing. You know Oracle, the old teletext and Oracle thing? It's optical reception of announcements by coded line electronics. Whenever anybody asks me for a random fact, that is the one that comes to mind. You've got one, Westwood.
I'm not sure anything sticks in my brain from school because I didn't really attend very much. Didn't retain very much. No, I mean, the fact that the industry acronym PCMCIA, which obviously was the little cards that slid in the side of laptops, modems, absolutely 100% stood for people can't memorize computer industry acronyms. That's what that stood for. PCM.
I've got another one for you as well. Did you know that
well.
when you sneeze over 100 miles an hour, and if you didn't close your eyes, your eyeballs would pop out?
And also, different cultures sneeze differently. We say a chew. Every single country has their own variation and version, which is just historically patterned based on language and how they say it. Yeah, and speaking of eyes, one of mine is every single thing that we see is actually upside down, but our brain recognises that it's an upside down image and flips it up to the correct way so that our brain can actually absorb it correctly. Yeah.
Does that mean that if you walked on your hands for ages, your brain would adjust and put it all the right way around?
You might have too much blood go to your head.
Yeah.
You'd probably fall over by then.
And then the final one little fact that always baffles me is, like stargazing. Like when we're looking at something, for example, it's 3 million light years away, which means something could happen this very minute, and it's going to take our eyes 3 million light years to understand what actually happens to it.
Yeah, 3 million years to see it.
Yes. Yeah, which is always baffling. Like when you look at something in the distance and you're like, yeah, like it could have just gone into a black hole and we won't know until it actually gets to us.
Yeah, we have no idea. We are literally looking at the past.
John, any little stats for you?
Oh, if I had time to really think about it, I'd probably come up with something, but it's
Your
Friday
mission
afternoon.
for next week.
I'll find something for next week then.
Absolutely.
The human body has 8 pints of blood in it on average.
Oh, is that from your first day kissing Reese or Sally last week? Or the
No,
week before?
I got that from years and years before that. I don't know why I know it was 8 pints. I think,
which is a gallon in it.
Because the woman's in your closet and you got a measuring jug. Anyway, we digress. I think we should call it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining us all, and we will see you next week on One Last Ticket.
See you all soon.
Cheers, guys.
Bye. Oh.